Okay, I've got the camera aimed this way to show you where the location is. That's MGM, as you can see. All you gotta do is cross the street. That's Hooters. I'm gonna still call it Hooters. I don't know about that Oyo. I'm not getting used to that. And Liquor World, which is a rip-off. You might as well buy your liquor right on the strip. I'm serious. It's not any difference in price. No reason to walk down here. But that Rebel over there on the corner, for beer, decent, pretty decent, worth the walk. And here's a pro tip: take your rolling suitcase with you, roll your ass down that sidewalk right there, roll right into Rebel and get you a couple cases, put them in that suitcase and roll them on back. Don't be a dumbass and leave your suitcase in the room. It's got wheels. You don't. Otherwise, you got to carry them in your arms, and it's not. You won't make it. You're not military. You'll be calling me to get me to carry them, and I can only carry so much. I got a lot of business carrying beer. Okay, this is the Motel 6. And I'm going to say some bad things about this place. But full disclosure, on my trip from Florida to Las Vegas, I left on a Monday at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I arrived in Las Vegas on Wednesday at noon. Pretty damn good time, right? Yep. I stayed at 2 hotels. They were both Motel 6. One of them was excellent, and that was in outside of Dallas. The other one was in Albuquerque. It was a little bit disappointing for sure. So look, now they've got a Holiday Inn Express right there. Nice. Okay. I'm almost going to remember the room number. I think it was that 431 right there. Okay, at one time, this section... No, it wasn't this section. This is the Motel 6 section. The section is over here where this Holiday Inn Express is. Yeah, they lost their Motel 6 status over here because the hotel was so run down and absolutely almost uninhabitable. It was horrible, but it looked just like this. And so this stayed the Motel 6. They put me over here even though I checked in under Motel 6. And I forget the Half Track or something like that. The name of this one was. They had to rename it because Motel 6 wouldn't let them keep their name on it. So anyway, so I go into the room. And the reason I had to stay there in the first place was the national championship game night. Even though it wasn't in Las Vegas, obviously, it was in the Sugar Bowl, I believe, in New Orleans. Or it's the Mercedes Bowl now. But anyway, Mercedes Dome. But anyway, so it was just like one of these rooms. And everybody else was $300 that night, and I got it for 89, something like that. So I go in the room pretty late. I got a 6 o'clock flight back to Florida. This is when I was on and off not living here, and my buddy was going to give me a ride, and I could have stayed with him, but he snored like a chainsaw. And boy, do I wish I had stayed with him, because it was a lot better than this story. So I go in the room, and there's a little tiny TV, fatback TV, about 13-inch, and it was stuck in a cubicle. I mean, so there was, TV was absolutely horrible, but, that's okay. If everything else is okay, air conditioning was okay. It was an adjoining room, and the adjoining door was a piece of wood with a little latch on it. It wasn't a real door. It was a latch on it, like you would build a tree fort in your backyard. and it was the thickness of a kitchen cabinet. So in other words, there was absolutely zero sound insulation between me and the people next door. So I'm finally gonna get to sleep 1 o'clock. I got to get up at 6, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. People next door come in that adjoining room. I can hear every word they say, everything they do. Keys going on the counter. I can even hear them counting their money. They might as well be in the room with me. So they're really drunk. There's 2 French guys, or it was a French couple, and one of them, and the woman was maybe a drag queen or something. She had a real deep voice. But anyway, they were giggling and they were drunk. Obviously, they were very drunk, and they peed every 10 minutes. So one of them was peeing, the next one was peeing, and I could hear them peeing like they were peeing in my bed. I mean, certainly even better than I could hear someone if they were peeing in my toilet, but they were peeing in the toilet next door. And so, yeah, this place is a little bit rough, I have to say. So even since they've cleaned up this section, I still wouldn't stay here again. Yeah, it's rough. But anyway, that's what they did. They talked all night, and they were speaking French. That even annoyed me more because of the arrogance of their dialect, and the fact that they were giggling, and then they were peeing, and they were giggling, and they were peeing. I told them to shut the F up. They cussed back at me in French. I came out the door and tried to get in there. I don't know what I would have done to them. I'm so glad that they were cowards and stayed shivering in that room, because I probably wouldn't be doing this video right now. I'd probably still be in the Las Vegas jail, or they would have moved me to a prison by now, I guess, or to a crematory. But anyway, so I couldn't get them to shut up. I called the desk, and they said they would send somebody. This went on, every 15 minutes I was trying something, and it didn't work. Nothing worked. And all of a sudden, they wore out at about 5:30. I normally don't use an alarm, so I didn't. I always think I don't need an alarm because I'm kind of a nervous sleeper. I don't sleep very well. So my friend he knew my room number. He actually had to come up and bang on the door for me to wake up, because I only got 45 minutes sleep. I felt like hell flying across the country that morning. But anyway, that was my worst experience in Las Vegas at a hotel ever. That's the number one worst experience. It was really my worst experience at a hotel, period. Forget Las Vegas, forget any time in history. It was the worst. And I've slept on a plywood bed with a fishnet for the mosquitoes in the middle of China. And as soon as I got used to it, I slept pretty good. You just got to get real drunk. And they got me drunk, them damn Chinese. They also made me eat monkey brain that night. But that's good for you. It's supposed to make you live longer, and so far it's working. I mean, I can't prove it wrong until I die, and then I'll go back and get my money back, except I didn't pay for it. All right, well, that's it. Motel 6. So I cannot recommend the Motel 6 down here. And while I was doing this, looking back and forth, there's some sketchy characters down here. Not the place you really want to be. And I don't see any security. That guy heard me say that. Oh boy. But anyway, yeah, the fact of the matter is, now Hooters was sold out that night because their price was only about $20 more. But if you want shopping for a cheap room, don't go any worse than like the Mardi Gras. I did a video on it, Mardi Gras Hotel. Don't go any worse than I wouldn't say don't go any worse than Oyo, because it's actually a good hotel. Safe, free parking. It's a real good hotel, actually. And then down here they got the Holiday Inn Express, and that definitely will have good security. That guy in the red shirt thinks he wants to do something about me filming. Good luck. All right. So yeah, this is yeah, don't come down here. This is a bunch of trash down here. All right, that's the end of my story. That's my number one worst hotel experience.